All right, so good to be back with you here. I'm Marlin, Bohling, your tour guide to the ag commodities. We've been watching with a high degree of interest what's going on in the grain trade. Now that the combines are rolling faster and faster and faster as we get into fall harvest, seems like we continue to have some pressure here on the grain markets. Overnight, definitely had pressure. It continued into the daytime session, and now let's take a look at corn. Let's go to the December contract, the new crop month here, and on corn, it has turned down by 1 1.25 pennies at 4.70 1/4. If you remember when we opened things up today, it was basically just narrowly mixed. So a little tiny bit of weakness in the corn market. On soybeans, at this point, you have November now down 4.5. We're at 13.12 1/4. So we're about, what is that, 4 cents from our low of the overnight and early morning trade, 7 cents off of our high from last night. Meanwhile, in the wheat trade in Chicago first, we have December down 6 3/4 now at 5.84 1/2. And I keep hearkening back to where is the bottom? Can't find a bottom in the wheat market. Still can't. December Kansas City wheat down 7 3/4 at 7.27 1/4. That's 8 cents off of its overnight high. Spring wheat trade in Minneapolis so far has December down 5 3/4 at 7.71 3/4. That's a nickel off of its overnight high. So far it's universally to the downside. Then you get to the cotton market, and once again, it is bucking the trend. It's going a little higher. December up 44 points at 87.44, but that's about 100 points off of its earlier high from last night. So keep that in the back of your mind as well. Hey, it's that time of the week where we check in with Ben Hushon. He's with the mill in Whitehall, Maryland. He gives us an update on conditions in the Mid-Atlantic region. What are farmers up to this week here, Ben?
Good morning, Marlin. Well, we continue to have another dry week, and from what I can tell in the forecast, it's going to be dry the rest of this week. So you know what's begun to happen. For the viewers, I sent in some pictures. Full season soybeans are turning. You can drive down the road and start to see ears hanging on stalks of corn. And combines have started to roll a little bit more earnestly. A lot of 20–24% moisture. A few pockets where corn died, ran out of water. That's lower than that. But harvest has begun. Not wide open yet, but some folks have gotten pretty serious.
Isn't that maybe a little bit early for you folks in that area?
It's funny. We did a little looking back through some notes, and this is, I think, the same time we started the last time we had a dry summer, late summer. And one of the challenges it's thrown, and for the viewers, I sent a little video, double crop soybeans. You know, is it? The beans are there. They've gotten started. The pods look pretty nice, but the insects are tearing them up. And again, no real rain in sight. Japanese beetle, the Mexican bean beetle, and the grasshoppers. And it's just, as usual, farmers have a lot of decisions to make. Do they spend another penny on those fields or just let it ride till the end, again, with no guarantees of what the weather's going to be like for the next month?
Well, it gets kind of late in the season, doesn't it, to treat for insects right now?
It is, but it's also, you know, when you get to a certain point, there's a month. We should have a month of growing, at least another 3 weeks, and you know, people don't want to let 5 bushel or 3 bushel get away if they can, you know, spend $10–15 to get it treated. So not many are doing it, but it's just been something else to think about here lately for sure.
Now, what about the timing as far as putting in winter wheat? Do you have much in your area there?
Winter wheat's pretty significant in our area. Typically, we had a tremendous crop in July at harvest, so that generally encourages people to plant. Now, folks that have put it in the bin are telling me they're having a little bit of trouble. They're having to make appointments at the grain mill flour mills to haul the wheat in. So there's heavy supply. Planning time-wise, is, you know, here we are the 19th of September, beginning to harvest corn, so there'll be lots of I think things will be very timely if someone wants to plant it. But ultimately, the grain prices will probably dictate all that.
You got enough fertilizer for this year?
We do.
Okay.
In fact, I apologize for any background noise. I'm at the airport heading to St. Louis for a U.S. fertilizer conference to try to get a handle. Some soothsayers are going to tell us what they think the future brings. So, but yeah, supply is no issue in our general area.
Oh, that's good to hear. All right. Well, thank you for the update, Ben, and safe travels to you. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland, with us here on a Tuesday morning. We'll pause here, and I'll get you updated on our livestock futures trade right after this.